Welcome everyone to Meditation Mount and to this full moon meditation held in the sun sign of Aquarius with the full moon in Leo. And for those of you who like to know the precise time, the exact time of the alignment will be at 8:56 a.m. tomorrow morning Pacific Coast time. So let's begin by gathering together in virtual space and connecting the various hearts and parts of the world present on this call. So let's do this through a series of 3 breaths. The first breath, to release any tension that we may be holding in our physical body. Just breathe it out. And breathe in a state of deep relaxation. And then take note of any feelings that may be swirling, causing ripples in your emotional body. Breathe those out. And breathe in a sense of calmness. Become aware of any extraneous thoughts swirling in your mind. Let them be gone on the wind as you breathe out. Release them. And breathe in a sense of serenity. Now let's enter the stillness of our heart and sense the beating of your heart, pulsing the blessings of the one life throughout the universe of self, your being. And then we consciously connect heart to heart to heart through lines of lighted love. And we weave together a brilliant matrix of love. This is our group chalice. And as we enter a brief period of silence, we listen to the sound of the Tibetan bowl resonating through the ethers to affirm that we form a coherent and connected field of joyful service through the resonance of our group heart. Thank you. So we've now created our field of communion. Let me start by saying that Aquarius is an air sign whose influence stimulates our spiritual capacity to love and serve the common good. Its symbol is the water bearer, and the keynote is "Water of life am I, poured forth for thirsty people." Water of life am I, poured forth for thirsty people. However, the water referred to in this keynote is not the water of our streams and oceans, but it's the spiritual waters that represent the life force flowing and circulating in this air sign. The spiritual waters are the life more abundant that we await with expectant joy. And if you hear during the broadcast some rattling in the background and some howling, we've got a major windstorm going on outside here on Meditation Mount, and it seems very apt because we're in an air sign. So there's a lot of air moving around at the moment. So let's have a look at the energies that pour through Aquarius, the different rays that affect this sign. And for those of you who are not familiar with the science of the rays, let me invite you to do this. Simply picture a rainbow. And instead of only seeing the 7 colors of the rainbow, imagine that each color represents a particular living presence, embodying a specific frequency or quality of energy. So this spectrum of lives expresses the light of the one life for our solar system. And these great lives are called ray lords. And those of you who are familiar with the Bible, the ray lords are referred to as the 7 regents standing before the throne of God. So they're prevalent throughout many of the traditions. So they're not just pretty colors. They are actually qualities that are embodied by a consciousness. They are presences. So when we talk about energies entering into our planet through Aquarius, we're talking about being blessed by beings who embody these qualities. So what are these energies in Aquarius? The dominant energies in this sign are the 2nd ray of love and wisdom, the 4th ray of harmony through conflict, and the 7th ray of order and organization. And they help establish right relationship, and they help anchor spiritual energy in material form. And this is highlighted in particular in the 7th ray, and particularly in its motto that articulates the function. So the 7th ray motto is, "The highest and the lowest meet, and spirit irradiates the forms." The highest and lowest meet, and spirit irradiates the forms. So with this 2-4-7 configuration, we have the ability to bring forth that which is held inside. So these specific rays represent in Aquarius a perfect combination to aid in the reimagination of our world and the renaissance of the soul and its manifestation through a diversity of cultural expression, because we have the ability through the 2, 4, and 7 to express the fullness of the whole spectrum. Now we can gain a deeper sense this month of the greater cycle we are entering, namely the age of Aquarius, in which the collective heart of humanity will be awakened. So this is the key. In the coming age, the heart will be awakened to reveal the light of love inside. So the spiritual goal is enshrined in the very first article of the UN Declaration of Human Rights, which is very interesting. It reads that all human beings should act towards one another in a spirit of brotherhood or a spirit of kinship, which really affirms that we are all aspects of the one. So I've named the Aquarian age, and we are leaving the Piscean age, and it takes a while. It doesn't happen overnight. There's a transition period, and we happen to be in the transition period now, which is why you've got these 2 waters mixing and creating some challenging rapids to navigate. So one point to remind ourselves of as we move between the 2 ages, the new forms that are birthed in Aquarius with its 7th ray influence will be different from those manifested in the Piscean age through the 6th ray of idealism and devotion. So in the age we are leaving, the 6th ray had a tendency to crystallize beliefs and social structures, making them difficult to easily and gracefully change. So they needed to be broken up. They needed to be broken by whatever means possible. So if the Piscean age is characterized by crystallized forms that eventually need to be broken up, then the Aquarian age, with its 7th ray influence, will have forms that are more flowing and fluid that resemble what I call liquid crystal. So let me give an illustration that some of you may have heard in other broadcasts from Meditation Mount that might be useful. What do I mean by liquid crystal? and this seventh ray form? Well, the screen you're watching at the moment for this broadcast is liquid crystal. It's a liquid crystal display, LCD. And liquid crystal responds and changes moment by moment and reflects on the outside what the pulsing note on the inside is transmitting. So I'm not frozen. When I move, the liquid crystal allows that movement to be shown. So the forms are always fluid. Seventh ray forms are fluid and responsive and don't run the same risk of crystallization inherent in Piscean forms. So I just want to offer that as a way of learning to live a more fluid life, learning to let go. Because in the Aquarian age, it's one of flowing, going with the flow. Let go, let God, whatever phrase you want to give yourself. It really is that ability to flow in the moment and respond to the inner call of spirit and the outer needs of the world. So we can imagine in a future Aquarian society forms that morph and change according to need in the moment, but they always retain an inner integrity. And that integrity is based on an alignment to planetary purpose and an alignment to core values and principles, the principles of the society that is lovingly governed by our better angels as we seek to give birth to something that is more just and joyful than the one that we've managed to create so far. So that's something to look forward to. It may take several centuries, and so we're here to play our part, and who knows, maybe our next lifetime we'll reap the benefits of what we're sowing now. Another thing to note is that each zodiacal sign has an associated quality of light. And for Aquarius, it's called the light which ever shines within the dark, cleansing with its healing rays that which must be purified until the dark is gone. I'll repeat that because it's important, because it's something we could really utilize now. The quality of light in Aquarius is the light which ever shines within the dark, cleansing with its healing rays that which must be purified until the dark is gone, until we've liberated the darkness, not abandoned it, but embraced it, liberated it, and released the light that was hidden in that darkness. And that's the work of transformation that we're going through now. And it's a painful process that leads eventually to joy. It's important to know that this quality exists because it's exactly the inner support we need as we begin the collective task of cleaning our global house and initiating a process of healing. And this process of healing is the bringing of the light of love into the dark places of our collective psyche. I don't think I need to say too much more about Aquarius because I think you're getting the feel of it. I'd like to conclude this introduction, though, to Aquarius with a mantra that's often used to reconsecrate our lives to serve the coming of this light of love, this life more abundant. So if you wish, you can close your eyes and feel the power of this mantra. Forgetting the things which lie behind, I will strive towards my higher spiritual possibilities. I dedicate myself anew to the service of the coming one and will do all I can to prepare human minds and hearts for that event. I have no other life intention. So as we are aware of the Aquarian influences flooding the ethers this month, and also the reverberation of that mantra, we know that this is an opportunity to deepen our service. So holding all this in our heart and in our collective mind, I'd love to hand over to Diana, who will lead us in the full moon meditation.
Thank you, Michael. It's beautiful on this windy night. The sky is beautiful here in Los Angeles, all pink and purple and windy weather and rain even today. So there's a lot of change in the air, which suits this full moon time in Aquarius with the full moon in Leo roar, right? The power of the courageous heart, supporting the ideal, which is Aquarius. So I'm so glad that you're all here and we're meditating together at these powerful pulses every full moon, which, as Michael said, will be exact tomorrow at 8:56 a.m. So you can hook back into this energy then again and just touch down and feel this bigger pulse that is around the whole world, where many are meditating across the planet. This is a world service meditation. And there's so much power in when two or more are gathered. And we come together in the etheric field to meet and join at this powerful, powerful time every single month. This particular full moon is very interesting because it is in Aquarius, and it sets the tone for this year, in that it is also the first touch of the Pluto return to the United States 1776 chart. So we've been feeling this for some time now, and you can see what's happening is everything is being re-examined and broken open and looked underneath of to create a healing in time, right? That's Pluto's energy. It takes things apart to put them together better again. But we're in the throes of it, and it's just the first touch is this full moon. And then it'll happen 2 more times throughout the year, the last one being December 28th, 2022. So we've got this big energy moving through, and we as meditators and conscious soul are conditioning the field, or helping to condition the fields down here on the ground, where these energies are incoming to heal, reorganize, re-enlighten the world through all of the densities of the thought, right, and fear. And so part of our job in a world service meditation is to collectively hold the space, right? And Aquarius is the pause between the breaths, between Capricorn, which was last month, and Pisces. So Aquarius is that holding, we're holding. And so that word will be inside of our seed thought in the silence tonight. The idea of holding for, holding with, for the greater good, for all concerned. And so powerful, powerful times. There's more things going on, but the world needs our attention and our love and our consciousness, not our reaction, right? And that is so much what's happening, is there's a lot of reaction. But as a group, we can allow the sort of horizontal plane experience in the world to blend with, like a cross, the vertical energy of that incoming divine plan, that pure energy that is entering our world as it meets the ground, meets the consciousness here. And we are in that fourth ray kind of way, right? Balancing the pairs of opposites. I love Aquarian energy for the ray makeup, 247, right? Those are my own. I relate to those, that harmony through conflict, right? That's that fourth ray energy, where it stands right as a fulcrum in the center of it all, and stands there and runs that energy right in the face of the disturbance or the confusion or the anger or the reaction. And so we need to kind of cultivate that fourth ray right now, because there's so much polarization right now. And what does fourth ray do? But like a teeter-totter, it balances the two opposite points, right? And finds the center. So that's what we're going to do inside the meditation. One last thought I wanted to add is the Sabian symbol for this full moon. I thought is very hopeful. And it is a butterfly emerging from a chrysalis. So these are based on a 360 degrees in the zodiac. They're like little impressionistic gems for every single degree of the 360 degrees. And this particular one, this full moon, a butterfly emerging from a chrysalis. So let's take that feeling, that vibration, that idea form, and bring it into our meditation tonight as we see what is emerging in the birthing of our new world, as we move into the age of Aquarius, which is happening, but is taking, time, more time. We are in those first thrusts, right, of the birthing of the age of Aquarius. There's the phrase from the song, it is the dawning of the age of Aquarius, and that is quite accurate. It is the dawning of the age of Aquarius, and we are the first wave that is interactive with it in the way that we are as it starts to come into form. So good. So when you're ready to, we're going to start to move into the meditation. When we go into the silence, I'll offer a seed thought, and we'll stay in that silence for around 10 minutes. So you have time to really go into that depth and into that liquid crystal. I love that idea for Aquarius, Michael. To use that seventh ray energy, right? To transmute. So, as you step into the rainbow, as you step into the dawning of the age of Aquarius, begin to close your eyes now and to organize yourself as a group, as a one heart. Gently aware of all conscious souls around the world, by heart, by heart. We connect by heart and by awareness. And so that awareness is aware, right? It knows, it senses, it perceives all the light around the world, little lighthouses of awareness everywhere. And so use your breath now, and we're going to just go through a little process to balance the physical body, to organize into the meditation so that we can create a platform, to make it strong and stable so that you can be even more open to impression. So with the breath, let's balance the physical body, inhaling gently. And as you exhale, balance the physical body. Om. And gently becoming aware then of the emotional body. And we'll use our breath again to take a deep breath, inhale. And as you exhale, balancing the emotional body. Om. And when you're ready to, then the mental body in all its complexity, in all its color and thought. Take a breath, inhale, and exhale, balancing the mental body. Om. And now take your seat in the head center, in the cave. Taking your place as conscious soul in this world service meditation. Stepping into that rainbow liquid crystal within the heart of the head. And feel the brilliance and the illumination and the growing awareness that is magnetically attracting a growing knowing. And an expansion of consciousness. And you feel that sense of the soul just above, and that relationship between the soul and the self, and from the head center saying to yourself, I and the soul are one. Om. Peripherally aware of all the light, of all the meditators, and all the consciousness that is out there. Feeling this group work in the solar sign of Aquarius, group work. And sense that today more than you ever have. How many, how you have been called to this meditation now, and to all the meditations that preceded it. And even if it's your first meditation, that you were meant to be here, aware, aware, aware of each other, and the group awareness that is unfolding on the planet. And from this place, from the head center, from the heart of the head center, you feel that line of light that connects you directly to the heart of the soul. And through the heart of the soul, all the way through the teachers and masters that govern the realms higher and higher, all the way to Sirius. Feel the true note, the true north, the true tone, the pure vibration of your alignment now, that silver shimmer that connects you, that connects us. To the beautiful stream of the pure consciousness as it descends into our fields. And we reach up to touch that light. Good. And into this space now, into this illuminated space, you begin to enter now into the silence with this seed thought. In the pause between the breaths, our blended awareness and combined heart coherence holds the world in harmony with the divine plan. You don't need to remember all those words, but just the vibration of it. Right? It's like medicine. It's a prescription. In the pause between the breaths, our blended awareness and combined heart coherence holds the world in harmony with the divine plan. sensing, sensing that rainbow light in the group field, organizing and reorganizing everything by vibration. By vibration. And including you, reorganizing the energetic being of you to optimum, letting that rainbow light move through you into the brain, affecting the thoughts, so that that rainbow light begins to imbue the self. Every cell, every atom, vibrating with this rainbow light. And you can feel the fullness and the radiance of this growing awareness. And gently then, begin to send energy and this rainbow vibration out into the world, onto the planet, of all the places that you are aware of personally, from wherever you are, the things that you know, the places and conditions that need the attunement, and the whole planet receiving this attunement from the oceans to the forests, to the cities, to the farmlands, through the infrastructure, to the governments, to the consciousness of all beings. You send this light, this awareness, this offering, world service. That our blended awareness and combined heart coherence holds the world in harmony with the divine plan, including you. Land it in your body now, in the mental field, the emotional field, and the physical, and all the bodies of the self. We'll close this meditation with the adapted version of the great invocation to make a seal and a container to hold the energy that we just were infused with. If you know it, you can say it with me. Otherwise, just allowing again the frequency to have the effect of the prescriptive element of this powerful, powerful mantra, followed by 3 ohms. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into human minds. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into human hearts. May the coming one return to earth. From the center, where the will of God is known, let purpose guide all little human wills, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center, which we call the human race, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. And on that rainbow light, bring you back to Michael.
Thank you, Diana. These are potent times. And we're growing into that awareness that we have the power to participate consciously, intentionally, in the evolution of consciousness on this planet. Not just the evolution of human consciousness, but the evolution of Gaia as a living being. So let us take a few moments to savor this sensation of being filled with the life more abundant. And we know at this time around the planet, many, many, many individuals and groups are meeting to connect, to receive, to register, and to radiate the blessings of the light of love, the life more abundant. So let us consciously see ourselves as part of this great planetary network that is one being, It is the planetary server. And each of us is an aspect of that planetary server. So building on the blessing that Diana led us through, let us stand together with our sisters and brothers around the world. Let us stand together with those on the other side of the veil, our fellow human co-workers who may no longer, for the time being, be incarnated, but are still part of this great force for good. And let us join with all the subtle realms, the angelic presences, the great builders, the bringers of light, with those beings who have graduated the earth classroom and embody the soul. They are the embodiment of soul. They belong to the fifth kingdom that we know as the realm of the soul. So this is a multi-dimensional project to give birth to a new earth. Let us stand in that fullness. We send out from the group heart that is assembled here through the focus of Meditation Mount, and the larger group heart that is this planetary server. Together, we form the heart of Gaia. So, as we breathe out from our heart a pulse of love into the world, sense also the carrier wave of this love is an inaudible Om that sounds from the center of your being. And I will sound the Tibetan bowl 3 times, and with each sounding, we sound and send out a wave of love to touch all beings who call this earth home. Our first wave. We send out our second wave from the heart of our being. And as we send out this third wave of blessing, we visualize and sense the light of love being liberated within every atom of the earth, so that our earth begins to grow and glow in consciousness and become the sacred planet that it is destined to be. Thank you, everyone. Our burden is light, even though these are heavy times. And we have the power, we have the capacity, we have the will to carry out the task of not only being the midwives, but also being that which is birthed. So on behalf of Diana and myself and all of us at Meditation Mount, we thank you deeply for your presence and participation in this meditation, and we bid us all farewell and blessings, and may peace prevail on earth.